Hi crafty friends, Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today we're going to take a closer look at the January 2026 clubs from the Stamps of Life. Now if you're not already a club member or if you'd like to add an additional club, use my promo code MelissaM and you will earn 500 extra bonus club points, which converts to money that you can spend in the Stamps of Life store. There's also many perks, and I'll leave a link listed down below in the description box so it'll make it easier for you. Now this is the Stamp and Die Hard Club of the month, so if you're a member of that club, this is called Puffin' Love, and it's got cute little puffins and sayings like, hope your day is puffin' perfect, you're puffin' amazing. I mean, it's super cute. And then of course the coordinating matching dies. Then there's an add-on set which you can purchase that matches the set, and it's called Puffin' Love 2. And one of my favorite sentiments on here is feeling fluffy and feeling fabulous, which kind of goes along with the new year. Then there's dies that match, and then I like this one too. This is another add-on called Puffin' Sayings, and it's got like words like so puffin' thankful for you, sending fluffy thoughts your way. There's matching coordinating stencils, so if you don't like to color the images, you can always get the stencils. So let's go ahead and dive in and start looking at everything that's included in the card kit. So you receive envelopes that are A2 in size, and I'm really into making envelope inserts, which I'll show you later on in the video. So they fit the Stamps of Life perfectly for these envelopes. You also receive a large storage envelope, which I like to store my larger dies in there. You receive 2 sheets of stickers this month, one with the puffins and then one with some sentiments that you can put on the insides of your card. We have these cute little epoxy snowflakes. We have 4 of these, and they're really thick. They're really super cute. And then next we receive a die. Now the die, oh, I forgot. We have these also. These are the gems, and they are so perfect this month. I love those in the 3 different sizes, and I think it's the Merlot color. Then we receive a sheet of ribbon or a spool of ribbon in the ocean. And then here's the die. It says from all of us, and it's got, you know, the inside die and the outside die. And then we also receive this A1 Puffin Folded die set, which makes a shaped card in the shape of this puffin. So, so cute. I love this. We're definitely going to be using this to make a card today as well. Now let's take a look at all the cardstock that you receive in the kit. You receive 8.5 by 11 sheets, 4 in the powdered sugar, which is the white. Then we have the Midnight Pixie, the new color Merlot. We have Peacock, then Ocean, and then a sheet of Mint Chip, Cloud, and Storm. So beautiful color palette. Let's take a look at the paper pack. So the paper pack, if you're ever unsure of the coordinating colors, they are listed on the front cover on the bottom. And this is called the From All of Us collection. You receive 24 double-sided sheets, and you receive, so there's 12 and then 2 of each of them. Now this sheet is a cut-apart sheet, and you can use the dies from the Puffin' Love, the Die Hard Club membership, to cut these out. See, they just match up there perfectly. If you don't have the dies, you can always just use your scissors and fussy cut the images out. Super, super cute paper pack. This is one of my favorites. Then this is another cut apart sheet, and you would need the add-ons, the Puffin' Love 2, to cut these images out, which, oh, I love that little puffin holding the flower. Super adorable. And then I love this little paper this month in that pixie color. Cute little puffin sheet, the little fish from All of Us. Really, really cute. All right, so that's a look at everything that is included in the kit. Let's go ahead and start making some cards. So for my first card, I'm doing something a little different. So I'm going to leave the measurements on the screen. Feel free to take screenshots if you want. I'm going to start with this little fish paper from the paper pad. And then for the measurements on that, I'm going to cut this to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut, or I'm sorry, it is already cut that way. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut a little slit at 2 9/16. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm kind of counting here. And then I'm going to cut that in to about 1 3/4. Now I had to get a different trimmer out so that I could see the measurements on here of where to trim that. Basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to find the center of this fish paper, and then I want to trim up 1 3/4. There we go. Now, if you have an easier way to do that, you can always use your method. Then what I want to do is I want to take this paper and I want to score from the corner edge to that little cut mark. So I've got my scoring blade in here. This is not a trimming blade. This is a scoring blade. And this is just so that I can fold these images back, or these little papers back, and then they won't, you know, it just makes it a little bit easier. If you don't have a trimmer like this that has the scoring tool, you can just fold them. So now I'm bringing in my bone folder and I'm just folding these back. And look at that, isn't that cute? So I'm going to add that right on top of an A2 card base. So I've got the pixie cut here to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And now what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of foam underneath where the little edges are, you know, like those little flaps. So I've got some foam here and I'm just going to cut a little piece and I'm going to set that to the side. So I have that ready. So let me go ahead and glue that down. So I've got my Stamps of Life liquid glue here. And I'm just putting the piece down and then I'm going to push this on top of it. I'm going to give it a little press so that it will stay in place. Put this little piece of foam down and then I'll hold this one down as well. So let me go ahead and hold that one down. And then what I want to do before I glue my panel down is I want to get out my stamps because I want to stamp a sentiment there right in the middle. So I'm not going to glue this piece down yet, but I am going to make a little mark on my cardstock so I know where that is. So I'm just going to kind of draw a pencil line so I know where that's going to be and I can come back to that. Okay. So I'm going to set my glue to the side and let me get out some stamps. And then I also want to get out my secret weapon. So the stamp set that I have out for this one, this is actually the Puffin Love 2. This is the add-on set. And the reason I picked this set is because I wanted to find a sentiment that could fit right in that little space there. So I went ahead and pulled a stamp out, and let me get my block. I'm going to use the Forever Black ink, and I'm going to dab my stamp into the ink and then give it a good press. And I have It's Your Birthday. And I think that's so cute, and I always need more birthday cards. So when I receive my card kits, I kind of think about that is, you know, it's always good to make a few birthday cards to have on hand. All right, so I have my stamp down. Let me put my stamp back on the carrier sheet. And now I can come back in and go ahead and glue down this panel. So I'm going to bring in my tape runner now, and I'm going to glue this panel down to my card panel. Isn't that really cute? I already love it. Just something different. I can't remember if I saw something on Pinterest or where I saw a card similar to this. And now what I want to do is I want to add a little strip here. So I cut a banner piece and I'm just going to fold this over And I want to give my little puffins a resting place or some place to stand, right? Because I don't want my puffin to just be floating in space. So I'm going to fold this over, which I kind of should have glued that in before I glued it down, but that's okay. I had enough space where I could just tuck that in there. Now I'm going to pull out the cut apart sheet and let me see which one I want to use. I think I want to use this one. So this is on the add-ons, the puffin tube. You know what? Oh, I can't decide. I can't decide which one I want. They're all so cute. Maybe the one from the original. I think I'm going to go with this one. So this is on just the regular puffin set. So this is the Stamp and Die Hard Club of the Month. Now there are so many benefits of being a club member. They're all listed on the Stamps of Life website, so I'll leave that link down below. But once you're a club member of any of the clubs, you receive discounts. So you can purchase anything on the website and you will receive 15% off anything you order from the Stamps of Life. That right there is enough reason, I think, to become a club member, because you receive a discount on all your purchases. Plus, you earn club points, which convert to dollars, which you can spend in the Stamps of Life store. They also send out free gifts with your club sets a couple times a year. And then once you're a member for a year, they give you a $15 anniversary gift certificate. It's like they pay you for being a member. So there's lots of information on the website. Of course, if you have any questions, you can leave them down below in the comments, and I would be happy to answer those for you. I like all of the clubs. I can't even decide which club I like the most because I love them all so much. But when I originally started, I started with the Stamp Club, and then I upgraded to the Stamp and Die Hard Club. And then I think I added on the Card Kit Club after that. And then now they have the Fold It Club too, and I love that. So like I said, I just love them all. All right, so you saw me use the matching dies, and I ran those through my die cut machine, and I went ahead and got the images. So I have the cute little puffin, and then I decided to get the little pail there of fish. So I've got that. And then I want to use this little net and put the net in his hand just to give it something extra. So I'm going to glue this down. Isn't he cute? And I popped him up with a little bit of foam. And now I'm just going to add some glue to the back of like the handle. And I'm just gluing this onto the puffin's little hand there. Now I'm taking a top folding card base, an A2 card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 in size. And I'm just going to glue this card base, this card front to the card base. So I'm putting some glue on here. Let me get this stuck down. So cute. And then off to the side there, I've got some gems. So I like to just mix and match all of my Stamps of Life gems. And so I've got some enamel dots here. I could have used the ones that came in the kit this month, but I'm kind of saving those. I don't know about you, but when I start to get a favorite new, whether it be a paper or a stamp set, maybe not so much stamp set, or a little gems like this, I tend to hoard them at first, and I'm like, oh, these are too pretty to use. So I'm kind of saving those. Now what you see on my desk is an envelope liner. So the Stamps of Life has several different envelope liners on their website. I just have one of them here. Any of them work. And I used one of the pattern papers, and it doesn't have to go all the way down because you're not going to see it. And I used one of the pattern papers in the paper pad and used that envelope liner die, and I cut that out. And what I like to do is fold it and then put it right here in the card. So if you fold it and then glue it, I think it works a little bit easier. I didn't do that on this one. But there, now I've got a matching envelope. So when the recipient receives it, they'll be able to have that matching envelope too. So let's go ahead and start our next card. I've got the kangaroo pockets, which you saw me grab one of this little image out of. So I cut some of the pieces apart and put them in the front of that kangaroo pocket. And then I've got them all ready to go for other cards. I'm using some of the Stamps of Life Better Than Washi. I love the name. That's their washi tape there to adhere my die or to hold my die in place while I ran it through my die cut machine. And I'm cutting out the cute little puffin. I'll put that little fish back in the kangaroo pocket so he's ready for the next project. And now I am using this background die and I want to cut this out. So I went ahead and used some the specialty paper, the real shiny paper, and cut that out. And look at it. It's like a rainbow. Then I'm showing you here, this is where I got the arch dies from. They're in that rounded window die. And so there's a whole set in there. So it's a really good deal to get that die. So let me go ahead and glue this down. I probably should have used an adhesive sheet on this one, but I did not. So I'm just putting some tape runner on here. But look how pretty that is. It's like picking up all of the colors. So now I'm going to glue that down to my card base. Now this color is that beautiful Merlot. I love that color. And then I've got my little arch here. And before I glue that down, I do want to stamp a sentiment on there. So I'm just kind of seeing how much room I have with the puffin. So I've got the Merlot ink. And now let me grab a stamp set. So this one is on the Puffin Love 2 set. And I'm going to do the Feelin' Fluffy and Feelin' Fabulous. I don't know, after the holidays, I don't know about you, but I am feeling a bit fluffy. So I thought this one was super, super cute to use. And let me go ahead and clean this stamp up. And then I'll put this back on the carrier sheet. And I've got this ready to go. So pretty simple, but it's going to be so cute. Now before I adhere that down, I decided I want a little bit of ink around the edges. So I just got a little scrap paper here, and I'm going to use that Merlot ink and just kind of blot it off on the side on my scrap paper and then bring that in to the card base just to give this a little bit of color so it's not so white. I didn't want it super dark, but that'll give it a little extra interest for the front of this card. So now I'm ready to start putting this together. I'm going to use my liquid glue here and put this arch on the front. And then I'm going to bring in some foam. And I want to put some foam behind the little puffin. So I'll cut a little piece of foam. And then we'll get this puffin puffed up. Too many puns here. All right, there we go. And now let me put this on a card base. So I have a top folding A2 card here. So I'll put a little more glue down. I like to use the liquid glue the majority of the time when I put my card bases on. I don't know, I just think it sticks a little bit better so that way they can't remove it. And then the last thing, I guess I won't hoard these forever. I'm going to use some of these gorgeous Merlot gems that came in the kit this month. I need several sheets of these. I need more. They're so, so pretty. But I'll add a couple here. I like to do a cluster of 2 and then 1 down below. So that card is looking cute, but it needs an envelope. So I'm going to bring out these envelope liner dies, and I cut that in my die cut machine. Now you'll see here on this one, I go ahead and stick it down. I don't have any tape on here yet or glue. And then what I like to do is find that crease and then match my creases up, kind of fold them together. See, I'm folding them together. And then I'm just going to put glue on the top because that's all I need. So I'm going to put some tape runner up here. I could have used liquid glue. And then there we go. So I've got another cute card with a matching envelope. So cute. All right, let's start another card. So for this card, I'm going to bring in the adhesive sheets from the Stamps of Life. These make die cutting so simple. So mainly what I like to use the adhesive sheets for are any time that I'm gluing down a sentiment. So I went ahead and put that From All of Us, the one that came in the kit this month, with my Die Hard Club, just on the same magnetic sheet here. This is the Stamps of Life magnetic sheet, and I store it in that kangaroo pocket. So I have to cut all of these out from All of Us separately. But I'm just taping them down with the Better Than Washi tape. And I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine here. So we'll run this through. And then now, since I have the adhesive sheets on here, as long as I can get my fingernail behind there and peel off the release paper, then I can just use my reverse tweezers. And these are just so easy to glue down, and then you don't have like that seepage of glue or anything. It's just perfect. So, and all of the letters are all together in each of the words, except the word all. The A is separate, and then the L's are separate. But the other ones like from and us and of, those are all together in just one word. So that makes it really easy. That's really nice. I have some, let's see, did I use Midnight? I think I used Midnight, maybe black, on the back there. And then just putting all of these letters down, and then there we go. This word die is great that comes in the kit this month. Now I'm also bringing in this little die. This was available on the Stamps of Life website this month, and I thought it would be fun to use. It matches perfectly, and it makes a shaped card. So this is the Iceberg A2 shaped fold-it card set. So I'm actually making a shaped card. So I do want to put the From All of Us, and I want to use the cute little stickers. So I'm going to make this card pretty easy on me because I'm going to use the stickers that came in the kit. Just trying to decide where I want placement. So I'm just going to start sticking down some of these stickers. Now I do off camera go back and pull a couple of these up and pop them up on some foam, which I probably should have done to start with, but I didn't. So I just wanted to mention that when you see the picture, or if you see this posted online, you'll know that I did peel up a couple of these and I went back and put some foam on the back. Let's see here. So I don't have the From All of Us stuck down, so I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. Doesn't that look cute? So easy, so quick. And then I'm trying to fit as many of them on as I can, but I think I don't want to overdo it. I've got a lot on there. I think that looks cute. So I will leave that. And then I'm going to add the snowflake. So this was the snowflake that came included. And I think that looks cute. So I am going to add a couple gems from my stash. These are the clear gems. I love these too. And we'll add a couple of these just as little fillers to fill in the card. I usually do 3, but I went a little crazy on this one and added lots and lots of bling and sparkle here, and I love the way that looks. And now I'm just gonna glue it to the base, but before I do, I wanna add a sentiment. So I'm gonna open this up here, and let's pull out one of the sentiments. This time I'm pulling a sentiment from, let's see, this one I'm going to use the Puffin Sayings. And so I have sending fluffy, I think this was the sending fluffy thoughts your way. No, have a flappy happy day. I guess I could have used any of them, but I have a happy flappy day. Flappy happy day. Oops. I had it backwards. So fun, so cute. I'm sure anyone who receives this card will definitely smile at that sentiment. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little liquid glue here, and then I can get my card front adhered to my card base. So let me get this put down, and then I had to switch glue bottles. I think I was running out of that other one, so I grabbed a larger one. Let me stick this down. And there we go. And then to finish this one off, of course, I need another envelope liner. See, I told you I'm addicted to these right now. And we'll put some of these in here. I've got one cut. And with this one, let me line it up here. Fold it, and then I'll put the glue on. So I think it's easier to put the glue on after it's already in the envelope. And there we go. And like I said, any of the envelope liner dies will work on the Stamps of Life website. Now let's make this adorable little puffin. I went ahead and cut this out from the coordinating colors in the kit this month. So I've got, this one's white, and then I use the cloud. I think that's the cloud. I have the mint chip, and I've got the midnight, and then I've also got that midnight polka dot paper there. So what I'm going to do, and this is this way on any of the Stamps of Life Fold It dies, you can just, they've got like these little chads, and you just take your scissors in, and it's super easy. So I find it easiest and quickest if you go ahead and you die cut all your pieces. This one I used an adhesive sheet, yay! But I like to die cut, you know, several different puffins from the different colors, the colors I know I want to use, and then I just cut out the pieces that I want to use. So I knew I wanted his belly white, and I wanted his feet in this orange and his beak in orange, so I went ahead and just cut those out. I didn't run the whole die through my machine, just, you know, just the little end of it. This is the pieces that I need to save a little paper. And then, let's see here. I knew I needed another little piece of white for his face. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that stuck down. Oh, I forgot to mention, so along with the clubs, if you're in one club, you receive a 15% discount. But did you know if you join 2 or more clubs, you can receive 20% off all of your orders? So that's an even bigger saving. So I always think it's fun to at least get the Stamp and Die Hard Club and the Card Kit Club, and then the Fold It. If you really love making cards, you know, the Fold It Club too. And the Fold It Club's nice. And I have been doing videos. I do have a full Stamps of Life playlist, which I will leave linked at the end of this video if you're interested in watching all of my Stamps of Life videos. If you don't already follow me on Facebook and on Instagram, I would love for you to follow me there. All of my social media platforms are called Cards by Melissa Minor. And then later in the month, I will post all of these card ideas over in the Stamps of Life gallery. So on the Stamps of Life website, they have a gallery where you can look at all the cards that have been made. You can just go to my name and look at all of my cards, or you can go to a certain stamp set that you want to look at, and to get ideas, you can look through the gallery. I think that is such a great feature that the Stamps of Life has their website the way they do with the gallery. I kind of wish all companies had that, right? So like when you buy something, you want to see ideas for it. So I love that feature. I'm just finished cutting this apart with the chads. You can see this does take a little bit of time, but it's not difficult. And it's kind of fun. It's like putting a puzzle together, putting the little pieces on here. I never try to make it too complicated. I think last month I did a unicorn with every strand of hair was a different color. So that one got a little crazy, but for the most part, I try to keep my fold-its pretty simple so that I can duplicate these if I want. So on my little guys, I like to add the googly eyes. So I'm just using a pickup tool here, put a drop of glue down, and then I'm placing the eyes. There is a little die to make a black dot, but I like the googly eyes. Now I've went ahead and placed this on, I've got the little base here for him, the outside die, the shadow die, and now he's looking like a cute little puffin. but I don't want to make him a folded. He is A1 in size, so he's smaller than an A2 card. So I'm going to bring out this card base from the website, and I'm going to use the snowflakes. So here we go. It looks a little funny because it's only like a portion of it. So you fold it here, and then you've got like this, almost like a square. And what you do is you can add your pattern paper to the front, and then from there, you can go ahead and add this little strip to the bottom. So this is the snowflakes I cut out, and it has different things that you can put along the bottom on this card base. So this is a really fun one, I think. So I've got my snowflakes there. How pretty is that? And then this A1 little critter will fit right on here. I mean, he's gonna hang off a little bit, so his feet are gonna hang off a little bit, but I'm gonna add some foam to the back of him so he pops up. So let me get him on here. And oh my gosh, he's so cute. I love it. I love it. Okay, I do need a stamp for the inside. So let me pull out my Midnight ink. And then I've got the stamps here from the Puffin Sayings. And I'm using I think this is You're the Sparkle in a Snowy Day. Let me go ahead and stamp this. Yes, You're the Sparkle in a Snowy Day. And I thought that was cute. We've been getting a lot of snow here in Missouri recently, so snow is on my mind. So that's super cute. And then now what I want to do is include it in all of the clubs for January. I think it was January, maybe it was December. I apologize. I don't know. I didn't receive mine at the same time. But they came with all these cute little 2026. So if you're a club member, this is exclusive to club members only, and there's different ones. So each club received a different little 2026. So I've got one here, and I just colored it in with my ink to kind of match so it coordinates. And now I have 2026 on the back. And I think that's a nice little touch to the card. So let's see here. Of course, it needs a little bit of bling. So I'm going to add a couple of these midnight gems to finish off this card. Super cute. All right, let's make another card. Now I'm going to use the horizontal stage card die set. I've already cut the pieces, but these are fun because these cards can stand up on someone's desk or, you know, on their table. I know when I go to Dale's parents', all of the cards that I've made and sent, she has on display, and that just touches my heart to know that when you send someone a card, they keep it out on display. So this is a great card to give to a special someone that you know is going to appreciate it and set it out. So what you do is you just fold these little foldy tabs back, and you can add, you know, more of these if you want more. Now I like to start on one side, so I'm adding some of this double-sided tape. I think this stamps are like sold this in rolls of 3, so there was 3 different sizes. This tape is so amazing. It's super sticky and it's easy to peel. I just really like it. I've been using it for a lot of different things. So I want to go ahead and put this in here. So what I do is I just peel off the release paper on one side and get it stuck down. So this one actually is the front, the one that like closes and holds it together. These cards will fold flat for mailing. Then this one I'm going to put just right to the inside there. So next I'm going to peel off the release paper for this one. And you'll see, then I just kind of stand it up and line it up. Oop, that one didn't stick. Let me hold it down a second. And then I need to peel off the release paper for this one. And it'll line up perfectly. Oops. Watch, I said these release papers peel off perfectly, and then I have trouble with this one, but they really do. If I didn't have such long nails. All right, so I think I did this one in 2 pieces, which is why it's making it a little bit more challenging for me, and I should have peeled the release paper off at the same time. is the other one. All right, so now I have this one in there, and you can see here now it makes like a little stage. You can add more of those inserts, so if you want to have like 2 rows or 3 rows, you can add more of those in there. You can just keep going and going as many times as you want. I am actually making a piece for the back. That's where I like to put my sentiment. So I cut another one of these papers with the die, and for this one is, I'm going to use that Sending Fluffy Thoughts Your Way. I think that's so cute. So I'm going to glue this one to the back, and now you can then write your message back here. And then for the front, I want to do this From All of Us. I'm going to put a little glue on there to make sure that one holds. And see, I just kind of folded it to the side. It will fold flat for mailing, so I don't have to worry about that. And then for this one, I cut the puffin out with the inside die, and then the shadow die I cut out just separately with some of that holographic paper. So the shadow is like holographic. I thought that was really cute. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the feet because the feet are going to be what's adhered down. I've got cute little puffins. I'm going to add the little net here and maybe some fish to the front of this card. And let's see here. And I got that glued down. Like I just glued that to his hand. So that's all you needed there. And then where am I going to stick this little pail? Maybe on the back. I didn't really have room on the front. I'm just going to stick that on the back. And that is super cute. So that finishes off this card. Now, please leave me a comment down below and let me know which card is your favorite. If you have any questions about any of the Stamps of Life clubs, I would be happy to answer any of those. And I really appreciate all of you watching my videos and giving me likes and sharing and all your sweet comments. It just means the world to me. I hope you all have a happy New Year. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!